We want to be free. Don't you want to be free? Do you want freedom? Why don't you say something when I'm talking to you? Do you want freedom? That's the way it's said. We got a reporter here, and I don't want him to say that you got a lot of Negroes who meeting here, chewing gum, and don't want to be free. I want him to know that we want freedom. Put it, Mr. Lomax, in your book, that the Negroes of Birmingham, Alabama, are sick and tired of segregation and discrimination. They can put us in a fence if they want to. That's their responsibility. They can leave us out in the rain if they want to. Many of us have lived in shacks across the years that it rained through. We've been in the rain before. We are not afraid of the rain. We are not afraid of the water hoses. We are not afraid of the dogs. All of us have been sprinkled, poured, or baptized once before. And we're willing to be baptized again. Baptized by the city of Birmingham. We've paid water bills across the years. Let them pay the water bill now. We will stick together. Come to 16th Street tomorrow night. And don't let anybody divide us. Don't let anybody separate us. Put our shoulders to the wheel. It won't be long before we will march into freedom's land. I'm on my way. I don't know about you, but I'm on my way. And I'm not going to let anybody turn me around. I'm not going to let Bull Connor turn me around. Not going to let the city jail turn me around. Not going to let the water hoses turn me around. I'm not going to let the Uncle Toms turn me around. Not going to let the Nervous Nellies turn me around. I'm not going to let Governor Wallace turn me around, because I want to be free. Not only do I want to be free, but I got news for you. I am going to be free. I'm going to be free here on this earth, or I'm going to report in person to God in heaven and tell him why I could not make it. I'll be able to tell him, at least, Lord, I tried. I did the best that I could. Keep moving, Birmingham. The eyes of the world are focused upon us today. Mr. Castro is looking to Birmingham. Mr. Khrushchev is looking to Birmingham. Mr. Kennedy is looking to Birmingham. But the communists may as well not be looking here thinking that we're going to give up our democracy and turn to communism. No, no. They'd be glad for us to give it up and turn to some foreign ideology. But we're not going to give this country up to the white man. We have fought too hard for it. I fought during World War II. My buddy was injured in a foxhole, and he told me as I went back to bind up his wounds, Ralph, go on, don't leave me. I'm finished now. I can't make it. You go on back to the United States of America, where you can enjoy democracy for me. And if he could die in Europe, if it becomes necessary, why can't I die in Birmingham? The trouble with us is that we're too afraid of dying, too afraid of going places that will cause us to die. Now, I want to tell you, if you're afraid of dying and afraid of going places where people have died, when you go home tonight, you better stand up in the corner and not go to bed, because more folk have died in the bed anywhere else than I know. Now let me make this final plea to you, and that plea is to get ready to suffer. Get ready to suffer. Get ready to suffer. I don't care what they inflict upon us, we gonna stick together in this struggle. Don't participate in violence in any form. Give up your guns. Give up your ammunition. If they want to beat you, let them beat you. If they want to kick you, let them kick you. But keep marching to freedom and let no man turn you around. And someday right here in Birmingham, Alabama, we will walk into freedom's land, just like John walked into Jerusalem.
The bus drivers had been so mean to the riders, and most of them were black women. And so when Rosa decided not to give up her seat, that sparked the movement because, see, E.D. Nixon was president of the NAACP. That was the only organization we had at that time. And Rosa was the secretary. And my husband had just closed the membership drive, which he chaired. So when E.D. Nixon called Ralph and said, Rosa has been arrested and we got to do something, I'm going out of town on my run, so will you call the ministers and tell them we're staying off the buses on Monday in protest of Rosa's arrest. Just one day. It was not for 2 or 3 days. The idea was just one day to let the bus company know that we were upset and we weren't going to take it. So Monday was such a... Ralph called all the ministers and everybody went to their pulpits on Sunday morning. But Saturday night, Martin and Ralph and Mr. Nixon said, and you call the new pastor Dexter. He said, so Martin and Ralph were the 2 youngest pastors in town. And they went to all the dives, the nightclubs, and all on Saturday night. Because, see, there were a lot of people who wouldn't hear the announcement at church on Sunday because they weren't going to be in church. So to make sure they covered everybody, they went to the what they call the juke joints then, and told everybody we are not riding the bus on Monday in protest of Rosa Parks' arrest. And when the buses rolled Monday, empty. And of course, the police said we will have police protection for any riders who want to ride, and the Negroes are there to stop them. There was nobody there to stop them. People decided, oh, wow, we just not riding the buses. Monday, they didn't ride. They said, okay, we had a meeting Monday night, what they call a pep rally. Said, okay, we're going to boycott Tuesday. Tuesday, they didn't ride. And they said, well, we're going to keep it going for a week. And it just kept going. Every Monday night they had a mass meeting. And it went on for 381 days and said, we're going to wait until we change the law. When the laws are changed and we can ride anywhere we want to on the buses, and without any fear of being jailed or anything, then we'll stop. And we kept walking through the rain, through the snow, and it snowed in Montgomery. And through the sleet and the hail, we had a whole winter that was horrible. Do you know nobody rode those buses? And the white women who had maids, they had to come and pick them up. And they were happy when everything stopped because they didn't want to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go pick up the maid to come cook their children's breakfast and clean up the house. So they were livid. They wanted something to happen, because they didn't want to have to keep getting up running every morning to get the housekeeper. And finally, we got the law passed, and we could sit anywhere we wanted to. And after 380 days, they were free. And do you know that freed America? People don't realize it. But the same kind of thing that was happening in Montgomery was happening all over the North. The blacks had a section. They just had more seats than we had in Montgomery. But in Chicago and Cleveland and New York, they were segregated and didn't even realize they were segregated until the law changed everything. And they realized, that freed us too. And then they had hotel accommodations, public accommodations, period. So they realized that you can't keep us out of the hotels. Everything changed. And it started with Montgomery, Alabama. And that's why I say Montgomery saved America from herself.